Hey everybody, what's going on? So, yes, my truck did sort of break down and put me on the side of the road. Let me explain, let past Mitch explain that right now. What's up everybody? Past Mitch here. So, story time, as future present I was saying. Anyways, so what ended up happening that my truck broke on me and put me on the side of the road, which first time that it has ever happened to this truck or my previous truck actually. I was turning onto a main road, and as I was accelerating, first and second gear felt a little weird, and I was going uphill. So as I was going up, I started accelerating more, and second to third felt really difficult, like it did not want to do it. And as I was giving a little bit more gas to try and get up, not try, but like just to get up and go, all of a sudden it just fell on its face. It felt like it lost power, but it was still running. Check engine light was flashing, and I let off the gas immediately. But I'm still trying to get up a hill, and it's a 55-mile-an-hour road, and I'm only going like 30, and there's cars coming from around the bend or from behind. And so I push on the gas again. All of a sudden the truck just starts shaking, and I mean shaking violently. And at this point I'm freaking out because I'm like, what is happening to my truck? Why is this, like, did the transmission just fall out basically? And check engine light's still flashing, so I pull over on the side of the road, put on my hazards, put the truck in park. It seems to be idling okay. I shut it off, wait a minute or two, turn it back on, and check engine light goes away. It's not flashing, it's not on. So it seems to be idling decent, a little rough, and I'm wondering what's going on. So I put it in drive, I start pulling forward, and it's accelerating again for now, and I start accelerating more, and I merge back onto the main road. I get back on the main road, and I end up going like a mile or two down the road. I was doing like 40, 45. I ended up pulling over into a grocery store parking lot, sitting there with the truck in park and idle, and I ended up posting to a Facebook page I'm part of that I did not know about until one of you guys, a subscriber, the Bassmaster 1988. He did a shout out for me in that page, and then I ended up finding the page and becoming a part of it, F-150 Nation. So if you guys are on Facebook, go check it out. It's a cool page. There's a lot of trolls, but there's also some nice people on there, and I was luckily and fortunate enough to have those people comment on my post and letting me know that it's just most likely a misfire and probably spark plugs or coil packs, and that I should change them. And I let them all know that I just did them about a week or two ago now, and you guys know that I changed them. I made sure they were gapped right, but one of them might be a defect spark plug or something happened to it. Otherwise, another thing, I did not do the intercooler mod, which is drilling the hole in it. I didn't feel that was necessary since I do have the JLT oil separator catch can, but I might still end up doing that. Probably not until I get home, because this all happened while I was down in Knoxville, Tennessee, which is like a little over 500 miles away from where I live. And I'm currently on my way to Virginia, which will be where the rest of this video takes place. So I don't have a lot of tools on me. I brought what I could, but I'm meeting up with people in Virginia, and they're going to be bringing me specifically my spark plug socket. Basically, that's what happened to my truck. And again, thank you to the guys on Facebook and also the Bassmaster 1988 for letting me know about that Facebook page, because they really helped me out, because I was freaking out since I was so far away from home and I never had something like this happen to me. So those guys were very knowledgeable. Other thing that it could be, because it was a misfire, could also have been something with the fuel. Don't know. I'm going to be checking into a lot of things, but first I'm going to be pulling all the spark plugs, checking each one individually to see if one was a defect and possibly broke or what have you. And the other thing, I ended up picking up a diagnostics reader, and it didn't pull any codes. The truck didn't leave any codes. It's not telling me anything's misfiring. but I can tell is probably misfiring a little bit because the truck's starting to run a little bit more rough than before I even changed the spark plugs. So after I changed the spark plugs, they were running fine, everything was smooth, and then all of a sudden this scenario, whatever you want to say, this incident happened, and now the engine's starting to run rough again. So most likely it is a spark plug, or maybe one of those coils I got is bad, but we'll see. So I'll let you get back to the rest of the video. Let's go back to present Mitch, who is most likely pulling out the first spark plug, and see what it looks like. Well, thank you for the explanation, past Mitch. I'm gonna pull the spark plugs now, go through them, check them, and see what I can do. And I'm actually in the hotel parking lot right now, underneath the pavilion here, because it's currently raining in Virginia. So I'm gonna be doing that, and I will catch up with you guys after I pull the spark plugs. Alright everybody, so just took out all the spark plugs, checked them. I didn't see anything out of the usual, except for one did have a little bit larger gap from when I put it in. So I gapped everything at 30.030, so I'm just going to be saying 30. And it ended up being 32, 33-ish. So I gapped it back down to 30 and put it back in, started the truck up, and I forgot to plug in the fuel pressure regulator. I'm nervous trying to make everything work because I still have to drive home. I don't want anything to go wrong on my drive home, so I was kind of flustered putting everything back together, just wanted to check it, and it wasn't running right. I'm like, so I made it worse. What happened? Ended up throwing a code, I read it, said fuel pressure, open circuit, checked it, plugged it back in. Seems to be running all right. Like I said, I drove all the way from Knoxville to here near Richmond, Virginia, and it ran all right, and so far it's running okay, but we'll see what happens on the drive home and Saturday, so in about 2 days. Hopefully everything goes all right. All right guys, so just to end the video off, I just got home. I'm actually going to go out to dinner with my family that I've been traveling with, and I left. Today's Saturday. I left last Monday, to go to Knoxville, then from Knoxville to Virginia, then Virginia back to home. I'm going to put the total mileage I put on the truck for this trip right down here for you guys somewhere, because I don't know the calculations yet, but I'll put it in the video for you. Truck drove all the way up to Virginia just fine. Checked all the spark plugs as you saw. Looks like nothing really was an issue. Drove all the way home, about 700 miles. Truck drove fantastically, so maybe it was just a fluke, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it, watch it while I'm at home now, and maybe double check everything and just make sure it's all good. But otherwise, this is the only issue I've had with this truck since I bought it, and I bought it with 19,000 miles on it. I'm currently sitting at 6112, 61,300, something like that, and it's not even at the 2-year mark, so I'm pretty happy with that being the only issue I'm gonna have so far. So I'll end the video now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a dislike, but let me know what I can improve on for future videos. And as always, guys, if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. And I will catch you later. Bye.